Have you ever questioned the notions of selfhood or wondered how we come to understand who we are? My name is Rita Serghini, and as far back as I can remember, I've always been drawn to difference. I was excited by it. I remember daydreaming about foreign lands and mysterious people and wondering what life might be like outside of the United States. For me, difference was the spice to the routine of daily life. And it meant that we were all special simply because of who we are. I grew up right here in Spokane, Washington, in a privileged community. I had a beautiful home, access to health care, a great education, and I never worried when my next meal would come. And I'm grateful for that. But I also grew up with gendered notions of roles and responsibilities and was taught that difference is tolerable when it's kept at a distance. And for me, this was a problem because as the daughter of a foreigner, both my gender and my ethnicity were markers that meant I was different, and I just didn't quite fit in. I'll never forget the day the UW course catalog came in the mail. I remember being so thirsty for knowledge about otherness, and quite frankly, a confirmation that it was okay to be different. I eagerly flipped it open, and miraculously, I opened it to the page of the Jackson School of International Relations. And it was as if international relations sought me out as much as I did it. And I knew that that was what I was supposed to do. I'll also never forget the way people skeptically asked me, what in the world would you do with a degree in international relations? I didn't know it at the time, but I needed to develop an international perspective as a way to build up my authentic self. As an undergraduate, I learned that cultural experience shapes identity, and that a homogeneous worldview can sometimes suppress your authentic self because it implies that everything other than that view is out of place. And that propelled me to take myself out of suburban middle-class America and put myself into unknown Spanish territory. And as I integrated with diverse cultures and languages and ideologies, the very core of my existence was shaken. And I realized, amongst numerous other things, that despite my privilege, I had been restricted. Because by not being exposed to difference, figuring out who my authentic self was also restricted. World experience allowed me to bring my true self, the one that embraces difference, that's excited by diversity, to the surface. And with it came the roots for my true vocation, international education. I am an advocate of international education, a lover of languages and cultures, and a believer in the transformational power of study abroad. I now work for the University of Washington as the director of a study abroad program in Spain, where I encourage the diverse communities that I come into contact with to embrace difference and explore or delve deeper into notions of selfhood. I use international education as an innovative tool to overcome isolationism and bring distinct communities that may not have otherwise had the chance to come together. International education changed my life. For me, it was a journey towards deeper understanding and an acceptance of who I am. It taught me to value the beauty of what each of us has to offer. Paulo Freire once said, "No one is born fully formed. It is through self-experience in the world that we discover who we are."